Hey guys, welcome back. This week, a nostalgia trip for me. I'm having a look at the Blaser F3 Supersport. Now, 5 years ago, when I started the channel, I used to have one of these, and I didn't review it before I got rid of it and switched to Krieghoff, much to my chagrin. I've reviewed other F3s, but this is the first time I've had an opportunity to pick up a Supersport in the last 5 years. Yeah, interesting. Let's talk about the oily bits first, and then we'll get into shooting impressions. So this gun, £8.10, all in. It's a 30-inch, 18.7, split barrels. We've got like essentially free-floating top and bottom barrel with a barrel hanger. The only place where you get any interruption is here under the fore end, where we've got the mounting point for the weight system. The weights are supplied with the gun that you can put both under the fore end and in the stock to alter the balance. It's a multi-choke. Obviously, you get a good selection of chokes with the gun. I think I've got 1/4 in at the moment. I used to shoot 3/8 and 3/8 back when I had one of these. Great chokes. The floating top rib is aluminium. It looks like, you know, a suspension bridge up the top of this thing, but to be honest, it belies its speed. It doesn't, for all it's a heavy gun with extremely neutral balance, it's bloody quick to move. This top rib has an adjustable system where basically there's just a wee Allen key in the end here, which you can wind in or out to change the height of the rib. We've got, I think it's a 12mm with a white front bead, silver mid bead, and the way that the top rib is cut has a very sort of subtle suggestion of a tramline. It's a really clever, very attractive way of doing it actually, without cutting a tramline in. And it just sort of slightly gives you that feel of a tramline. The action is this really simple, beautiful, in my opinion. I think this is arguably one of the best looking actions on a modern gun. I think they're just simplicity, engineered to death. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. We've got this nice big lump off the bottom of the monoblock that has a big bite to lock the gun up. These ejectors that cock when you open the gun, sorry, no, when you close the gun. Yeah, it's just, there's no sharp edges on it. It's beautifully engineered. Again, the trigger, it's a mechanical adjustable trigger, and on this thing, if you don't remember or haven't seen any of my other F3 reviews, we've got inline hammers on an F3, similar to the striker-fired system on a Glock or a Smith, military and police, rather than the sort of rotational hammers that you get on a traditional gun. They reckon that the lock time's faster by milliseconds, but to be honest, if you can tell, you're a better man than I. The beaver tail fore end and stock are a nice grade of wood. I don't know, it looks like a grade 3 to me. Not a huge amount of figure in it, but it's nice. Nicely finished. We've got laser cut checkering, it's really sharply defined, but also finished nicely so there's no sharp edges or snags that you sometimes get with laser cut checkering. So there's nothing snaggy in it. Trigger pulls are lovely. Coming back, we've got a adjustable comb and a nice recoil pad with this chamfer cut at the top so that it doesn't snag your clothing. All in, it looks like it means business, right? And as I said, really surprised by how quick it is, picking it up again after this many years. It's something that you have to be quite precise when you're placing it, because it is so quick. Just belies its look. I found that I've been like swinging way in front of stuff with it. Really surprising myself, to be fair. However, with this high rib and the comb to match, you do get this nice sort of head-up position, your neck's not bent down, field of view's good, and the recoil impulse, because of the way that the barrels are lower than you think they are with a flat rib gun, you get a nice inline recoil impulse that's quite negligible. I find them lovely to shoot. I can understand, I've heard people say that these recoil a lot, which I disagree with. I just think that people aren't used to the recoil impulse. And yeah, it's nice to shoot, all right? It's just a hell of a lot quicker than it looks. These have recently shot up in cost. Back in 2000 and whatever it was, when I got mine, I paid 5.5 for it. I think they're closer to 9.5 now, RRP, which seems insane to me. But as a used buy, you can pick one up, superb. I imagine that the used prices may track over time, but I think if you're looking for one, now's the time. Get one while they're still reasonable money. Beautifully engineered. All the finish on it is night riding, which as they age, it does wear off, but I think it looks really nice when it wears off. You get this kind of nice, kind of almost kind of time-worn patina to them. It just really looks really cool. I've got a thing about Blaser. My rifle's a Blaser. I've had a couple of F16s. I've had an F3. I do really, really like the design. Yeah, I like them. The early F3s, and certainly the early F3s, had their share of mechanical problems, as with any new gun to market. But I think over time they've dealt with, I think, a lot of the stuff. And generally speaking, their warranty support, certainly in the UK, is excellent. Not much more to say about it, to be honest. The gun's well presented in a nice ABS case. You get room for a spare set of barrels. Oh, another thing about F3s is they are a completely modular system. The quality of the machining in these is such that you can swap these barrels out for any other caliber pretty much interchangeably. And you can buy other calibers of barrel. Not a huge thing in the UK, but in the US, where guys shoot a lot of the disciplines with different calibers, you can buy a full set of barrels for this in every caliber you want, down to, like, you know, 410 or whatever. I've seen people with them, and, you know, it's a cracking feat of engineering. A testament to the quality of the machining that these things are made to. So, the F3 Super Sport, I've enjoyed it. Would I have one now? Nah. It turns out, after 5 years, I've kind of lost the love for high rib guns. Back when I got this, it was my first really, really nice gun. And I was in love with the look of it and the high rib. I thought it was the bee's knees sort of thing. But over time, I've gone back to a more traditional format, and to be honest, I wouldn't go back. That doesn't mean to say that it's wrong. It's just not my speed. Yeah, I think that'll do. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. The channel is, as ever, supported by Bywell Shooting Ground, Mac Wet Gloves, and Hull Cartridge. Please follow me on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc. On Instagram, certainly, it's probably the more active of the socials. I tend to post sort of sneak previews of the guns that I'm reviewing and blah blah. So you can, and a lot of people sort of message me through Instagram if you want to talk to me. That is. Other than that, do leave comments. As I mentioned, my rifle's a Blaser, and I've taken up stalking in the last sort of year or so. I am going to be doing some rifle-related content and field sports stalking type content in future. Please let me know in the comments if that's of interest to you, or if not. I'd be hoping that it is, but we'll see. Guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.